And hopefully it's the same thing for you now. Happy to meet me in this box that is here to teach you this beautiful song, EDELWEISS, from The Sound of Music. A classic, if ever there was one, and it's a lovely, beautiful melody. It needs lots of love, and that's all in here in this video, so good job for your click. In this tutorial, we're going to have a look at how to pluck it, of course, and at the song with the chords in C. We're also going to have a look at the intro, because that's how the captain plays it in the film, and we're going to have a look at a different version in a different key in A flat, as well as the finger-picking version for the people who want to sing the melody just with their fingers. You can do it with the ukulele and it sounds like this. But before we get started, I really must extend a huge thank you for the people that are making this video exist, and that's the patrons of these lessons. A big thank you to all of you. Your support is generous, and it's not only useful, it's just that this wouldn't happen without it. There wouldn't be this video. So thank you very much for also making this free for everybody else on the internet. And if you want to become an awesome patron too of these ukulele lessons, you can do that, and you get all the tabs and all the song sheets from all the lessons. That's a lot of alls, but it's true. So let's get started with the song. Now, something quite important that we must begin with is the plucking. Now, simply put, it's these 4 fingers, 1 string each, and you start with the index once, and then the other 3 fingers, thumb, middle ring, twice. So on a C, which is open, open, open 3, as you know, it's pluck, 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 meaning index, the others, index, the others. And this plucking pattern is the only one used and throughout the whole song. So it's, and make sure you have the feel of it also. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's not 1, 2, 3, 1. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And once you've got this lovely alpine feeling, then you can get started with the song. It starts on a C and on Edelweiss. And if you're looking for the first note for your voice, it's this one on the E. Edelweiss. It's Edelweiss, but it's on an E, on the C chord. So 3rd string open, Edelweiss, and the Weiss high up there, it's on the 5th fret of the last string, Weiss. And with that, your ear should sort you out for the rest. So the chords of the first line are C, G, C, and F. And to that we add our plucking pattern, 1 per chord, and we're off. Edelweiss, C, Edel, F, Weiss, and that's the first line. And then we've got C, A minor, D minor 7, G7. Every A minor morning you greet, D minor 7, me, G7. What's quite useful to do here is to leave the 3rd fret of the C up here when you play the A minor. Morning you, and then D minor 7, you also have that same fret up here. So you can just play the C with your little finger and leave the little finger for all 3 chords, C, A minor, DM7, like this. Every morning you greet me. And that gives a lovely link inside the ukulele playing, very important for the, I don't know, for the link. And then small and white, clean and bright, same chords as at the beginning. Small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to meet me. So there are 2 patterns at the end, meet me. 1 pattern per word down there. That's why I wrote the chord twice. So as you can see, when the chord is written over a word, that's where that index first plucked note lands, right? small and white. It can take some practice to get the vocals on the right pluck. For example, here you have small pluck and white pluck, pluck, clean pluck, and bright and index, bright pluck, pluck. C, we pluck the index, U, pluck, look, and here we've got a syllable on each one. Happy to meet, pluck, pluck, me, pluck, pluck. And now to the middle bit. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow. So we're going to play G and then G7. And if you don't like moving about for the G and G7, you can just play a G7 and add your little finger here on the 3rd fret of the E string, and then that's a G. And then you just lift the little finger and you've got the G7. That's just a little life hack there. So still with index, pluck, pluck. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow. F, bloom, and D7, and grow for G, F, G7. So here the D7, of course, is 2, 2, 2, 3. You may know this chord already. And if you don't want to bother with the barred chord, which can be a little bit difficult, you can sort of cheat, and it's basically the same thing. You can play it 2, 0, 2, 0. Bloom and grow for G7, and back to A. And in the last part, EDELWEISS, EDELWEISS, bless my homeland forever, we've got very different chords, very much like in the film, and it's very exciting to play them correctly. I don't know if anybody else online was bothered enough to actually write the proper chords, but they're so beautiful when you do them right. And it's C, Edel, and then on Weiss, G minus 6, Weiss, which is open 2, open 1. And then you just move all the fingers, hop, down one string to do the F. Edelweiss, and then we play an F minus 6, which is 1, 2, 1. Weiss, and we don't play that last string, otherwise it's going to sound not very nice at all. Weiss. C, bless my G7 homeland for I see, wagen see, with the pluck. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my G7 homeland forever. And then you can play a F and G7 and start again. Edelweiss. And then your daughter can also sing with you at that point. And if you don't have a daughter, well, anybody else, also fine. And before you start, you can do a little intro, a little bit dramatically, like the captain take the guitar, everybody's, what, he's gonna sing, first time in so many years, and you go, yeah, and you play the intro. And it's like this. The way to play this is that we've got the first string, that's going to be our open string, the G, and we're going to play chords here, namely a C, a D minor on top of here, and then a G7 up here, not down here, up here. And it's open, chord, open, 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 song. And then you need to start with the index, not the thumb. Index, pluck, pluck, index, pluck, pluck. And it sounds like this. There you go. Pretty much your index doing a lot of the work for the first two chords there. All across the fives here, and then 5, 3, 5. So we are singing this song in C up until now. The original is actually in A flat. The captain plays it in A on the guitar, but it's tuned down half a step lower. Anyway, in my opinion, I think that's the most charming, loveliest key to play it in. And it also, for some strange reason, sounds much better on the ukulele. So if you don't mind the extra work that you're going to put in to learn this, because it's a lot of up here playing, then it sounds really lovely, namely because then the lowest note of your ukulele goes quite nicely with what the voice is doing, and that's quite important. So they're not always on the same note, but they're sort of complementing each other. Anyway, all the tabs, this is tabbed out, it's not with chords. I've written the tabs, and it sounds like this. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to meet me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless, whoops, my homeland forever. And you can sing it again if you want. So the default position is actually a sort of higher F, but 3 steps higher. And your index should be all across the 3 bottom strings, so not across this one. And then that means that when you play this, the A flat, then you take these 2 fingers away, all that's left is your index, and you add your middle finger on the 4th fret. And that's how you do. Without too much movement, right? The goal is to not have to do too much gymnastics while you're singing this beautiful song. And that's the main thing here. In the middle part, we actually move the index down. So instead of being these 3 strings, it's here. And then we move it back here. So blossom of, and then switch, move it back to the 3 top ones, the index. Snow may you, and then back to the F shape. Bloom and grow. And then all across here, that may be a bit hard. You need to press quite hard with your thumb behind it here to have the 1, 1, 1, 4. Bloom and 1, 2, 1, 1. Grow 4. And here again, the index all across. And move the index up. Like we just did at the beginning of that bit. And this is my favorite bit. Edelweiss. You see, I've got index and middle finger all across the 3 bottom strings. And then B flat shape. Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. If there's anything a bit tricky with this tab, feel free to write something, and I'll make sure to get back to you and try and be helpful. Okay, on to the fingerpicking version of Edelweiss. Back to C then. What's quite important in this tab, at the end, what's quite important is that there are 2 types of notes. There are notes that are the melody, Edelweiss, the captain sings that. And there are notes that are not the melody, they're there as chords. They're there to accompany the melody, so they're the accompaniment, basically. And what's quite important is to make the notes that are the melody stand out of your playing, and the notes that are the accompaniment should be in the background. Very much like when there's an orchestra and the singer at the front of the orchestra, right? If he's at the back and you can't really hear him, or if everybody's just as loud as their neighbor, there's nothing standing out, not so interesting. So you need to do the same thing here, not playing like this, but playing like this. basically it's just about plucking the notes that are the melody louder. And you can do that because in the PDF document I've highlighted in yellow all the notes that are the melody. So all you have to do is play the yellow notes louder and then it'll sound beautiful. There's a trick to do though. It's when the note that you want is lower. For example, here we start with these 3 strings, open, 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 but the melody is on the E string here. So if you play everything like this, the brain goes, where's the melody? But if you play everything in an arpeggio, and if you play the melody last, that's very important, if you play the note that is the melody after all the others, slightly, very slightly, then the brain goes, ooh, that last note, that must be that thing. It really works like that. And also you try and do it louder. So here, this note, I don't play it like this. I play it arpeggioed and with my middle finger playing a bit louder. Here I do a bit the same thing, right? I don't play it like this. I play it. And in slow-mo, it's like this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3. The trick is when the note that you want to make stand out, so the yellow note, when it's, for example, if you've got open 2, 1, open 2, 1, and the note is this one with your thumb, if you play it like this, what stands out is this note, but that's not right, you want this one, and for that you need to do 3, 2, 1, arpeggio but in the other direction. Bless my, and then homeland, for example, bless my, it's here the note, so I'm gonna play homeland forever. So bless my home. So I'm playing very slowly. So in the tab, when there's an arpeggio, it's arpeggio down. And when there's an arpeggio with an arrow in the other direction, then it's arpeggio towards the thumb, like this. That is quite difficult and it may need a little bit of practice, but the tab, the fingerpicking tab isn't too complicated, so maybe that's the main challenge of it, is to have the melody always stand out, even when you've got arpeggios towards the thumb. Okay, well that's about it for this song. 3 different versions. You can play your favorites or all 3. I like playing all 3. I want a little last bonus because you've stayed with me this long, thank you so much, is that if you're going to sing it in C and then you want to sing it in A flat to change the key, to bring something new for your second way through the song after you've sang it once, you can hold the note, go an octave lower, and then that's your first note of the A flat version. I'll show you what I mean here. Bless my homeland forever, Edelweiss, Edelweiss. You see, so the bless my homeland forever. This note, 1 octave lower, play the A flat, Edelweiss, and then you're off to A flat. What? That's a pretty cool key change. I mean, it's not in the original, but if you want to do it, it's pretty. It's pretty. Thank you so much for watching all of this, and enjoy this beautiful melody. It's very special. Thank you to the songwriters, and you have a wonderful day. And if you want to become a patron, that is fantastic. You're very welcome. Come. Come join us in the ukulele light. Okay, bye bye. See you soon.